Okay, my YouTube friends, it's Saturday morning on October 15th, and I've been working hard on my smoker here. Got some good things going, and one particular thing that I've never seen on any smoker before, and trust me, I've done plenty of research before I dove into this, and even continue to do research to see what there is that might help me out. So let me get turned around. I got a few things I want to show you. Okay, the first thing I got going on here, I need to give a shout out to my buddy at Steel Drum Smokers Barbecue, and you can find his channel at SDSBBQ here on YouTube. And he recommended to me that I put in some reinforcing into my fire grate, and so you can see here that I've added 5 pieces of angle into the bottom of the fire grate to help support the expanded metal there, and so hopefully this will help extend the life of this fire grate. However, regardless of what I put in here, sooner or later the thing's going to burn out and it'll have to be replaced on a semi-regular basis. Now when I say that, hopefully I'll get a few years use out of this thing. Then over here I got a couple big things going on, and as I told you, well, first of all, let me go here, and what I've got here is a counterbalance onto my top hatch here, and you can see how I went about this. Basically it's just this joint here is a 45 cut with a flat connected to a flat cut there, and then I had to when I connected it to the 45, I had to cut off part of the angle there at the top, so I had to patch that on the top there with the little band steel there that I added into it, and I added some scrap metal into the square tubing or square pipe as it is, and added that to it for weight and to help add to the counterbalance. And now over here we come to the door, and as you can see, I can open it up with one finger or close it with one finger. Another good thing is that now I can just raise it up and it stays up all by itself, and with no kinds of support to it. But then you get it down to about there, and it will basically close the rest of the way. Now when I did add that, I've lost my good seal where it doesn't just come and lay down. However, I've got plans for this and to correct it, but I'm just not quite there yet. Then over here on the other end of the smoker, let me get over here, and this is something that I've never seen on any smoker yet, and as I told you, I've done plenty of research. And what you got here, or what I've got here, is a linkage that I have connected up here to the stack damper. And basically this allows me to control the stack damper from right here in front of the smoker. And it's only about 2 1/4 inches of travel here on this rod for the linkage that allows it to go from full open to full close. Now you can hear it clanging on the stop here. And so what I did on the inside of the damper up here was weld a tab on there, and that does stop it at full closed or full open, and prevents it from over traveling and falling down. And then here you go, this is the basic linkage mechanism that I kind of designed all this in my head, and basically that's just 2 1/2-inch flat washers, because this is 1/2-inch rod right here. And so that's just a simple bearing right there. And as it turns this rod, which is connected to the flap up there on the damper, that allows it to open and close, and it operates very smoothly regardless of the squeaking you hear. I mean, this is metal on metal, so even regardless, again, you know, it doesn't get any easier operating than that. All right, so this is where I am now, and this project is really beginning to wind down. After I get my grate back in here, I got one more reinforcing project that I'm going to do that's kind of similar to that. I'm going to add another piece of angle iron to each side of center on these grates. I've got the one piece in the center, but then I'm going to add one more piece of angle on each side, just to give a little bit more support to this here expanded metal. So that when that's done, then all I've got left is to put latching handles on this thing, and then it's going to be time to strip it and paint it and add in some gaskets into the doors to help seal the smoke in. And then this thing's going to be done and be ready to be put to use. I did also have a truckload of wood delivered yesterday, so it's sitting out back there, and so it's getting very close to completion here. But please stay tuned, because I got plenty more to come even after the smoker's finished. So stay tuned, and I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, YouTube, my friends, I've been hard at it today, and got some special things going here. I got all my door handles on the front and on the firebox put on, and I got something else big going on here, and I want to turn around and get you see what's going on with it. Alright folks, there we go. We got the first fire going in the fire pit here, the firebox, and we'll see how this thing operates. Got the stack wide open. I got the side over here wide open, and as I told, you can't really see. Hang on, let me grab this light. And I got my door handles. I'm gonna say partially on. They operate just fine. However, the direction that I've got them sitting, when I open the latch, they go up and they hit the handle for the top hatch. So I'm gonna have to cut those off tomorrow, and I'm gonna flip around, put them on the other side of the post sticking out, and that way, instead of the handle turning up to open, they'll turn down to open. So that'll solve that problem. But basically, as far as the smoker is concerned, as far as the welding and all that manufacturing, it's basically done, except for turning these two handles around. Well, I've got one more thing I need to do, and that's I don't have the thermometer yet, but I need to cut an opening in the top hatch for a thermometer to go in there. But I don't want to do that yet because until I get the thermometer, I want to make sure that when it's in there and tightened all the way down, that the thermometer's reading up, you know, straight up and down. And so that'll happen shortly. So after I get those turned around, next thing is to get this thing stripped and painted. So, all right, so that's where we're at for now. You don't know how happy I am to see a fire in this thing after about 2.5 months, a little over 2.5 months of building on this thing. And I've been putting every available minute into it. So, you know, outside of work, and I'm also a full-time student. So I got that going on, and so every other available daylight minute has been put into this, and like right now, a few minutes that aren't daylight. All right, so I'm gonna get off this for now, and I'll let you know how this thing does. Okay, YouTube, I've got it hooked up and burning again this morning. This is gonna be my last dry run, but let me show you what we got going here. What I'm up to is getting the inside and everything of the smoker seasoned, kind of like you season a cast iron skillet. So let me turn around and show you what we got going on here. Okay, folks. Well, it's up and burning, and one thing that kind of shocked me a little bit is that this here handle for the firebox is really pretty cool. And as you can see, we got a nice hot fire going in here. But that handle's cool enough to sit there and hold on to. And I guess the reason why is because we got our combustion air down here in this corner, and so we're moving all the heat into the smoker this direction, away from the door of the firebox there. So I guess that's a good thing. And I got a few more pieces here I'm going to burn, but this is going to be my last dry run. I wanted to get things seasoned up on the inside here, so I've sprayed everything down with on the inside with cooking spray, and so we're seasoning it just like a cast iron skillet. And the stack mechanism's working like a charm. Now, a few minutes ago, or a little bit ago, I couldn't figure out why my tank wasn't getting very warm, and I closed down the stack. I closed down the stack damper there about halfway, as you can see, and it has heated right up. In fact, it is warm enough you don't want to leave your hand on there very long, and so that's a good thing, because usually that's about the right smoking temperature. Now, I can hold on to this handle just as long as I want to, and these handles here on the front are warm, but they're not hot. And now one thing that I've got to change, I've got to cut these off here and bring them here the other direction, because what I didn't realize when I welded those on, because I had the lid open, was that they're going to hit this handle. They're going to hit this handle when I go to open them up. So if I move them over here, when I go to open it up, I'll be pulling them down instead of lifting up like this. So on the inside here, as you can see, it's starting to get a nice color on the cooking grates here, and not pure silver like they were before. So that is the purpose of doing this burn here this morning. So there we go. Everything is working as planned, and got good heat all throughout this smoker, and I'm really satisfied. And then sometime this week, my next plan is to strip the outside and get it painted. And then I've got some gasket material that I'm going to use to seal these doors and hatches, because I do have I don't know if we can see that or not. Yeah, a little bit of smoke coming out the bottom here and along the top of the top hatch here, and those are my main leaks. A little bit leaks out of the front doors, but most of it's coming out of the top hatch. But I've got the stuff in there to seal it up, but I need to paint it before I do. So that's where we're at, and I think this might finish this video, and I'll show you what we got going after we get it all stripped and painted and all that, or maybe even in the process. So I'll close this one up and get it out on YouTube here shortly. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned, there's more to come.